Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, dear friends, good morning, доброе утро. It is my pleasure to deliver the few bullet points that the young people present in this meeting have found to be most needed to be stressed, thinking about the ICPD beyond the 2014 agenda. First of all, we see this meeting as a constructive example of youth-adult partnership. So we're really happy to and most grateful to be able to put the conversation about the importance of youth participation beyond us, not beyond and behind us, and move forwards for where we are. Working for this vision that is so important for all of us. And as Thea said, we are all in this together. We know that there are challenges at every level, probably even many more than there were in 1994. We live in a world that faces all kinds of demographic issues, both rapidly growing and shrinking populations, both hunger and obesity, both the need and wish to form families and the wish to feed them and see them flourish. Additionally, there are geopolitical, economical, and environmental challenges that keep overwhelming us, and time by time happen to change our priorities or middle-term strategies. There are many things to be discussed. Nevertheless, there are a few that we find to be very clear, and although those are things that you know already, we think it's worth stressing them as we are entering the serious part of the agenda. First of all, reproductive rights are to be maintained and protected as essential human rights. And having such rights implies, of course, actual access to information, education, services and supplies. It includes comprehensive sexuality education that reaches every young person and equips her with knowledge and skills that let her take decisions to suit her best. And it makes her aware of those rights. It includes access to health services that cater to the needs of the clients. Available medical supplies, modern contraceptives, antenatal and neonatal care is a must. So is confidentiality and stigma-free environment. And it does include access to safe and legal abortion. It just does. Second, sexual rights are to be recognized as human rights. Sexual diversity is a reality that we live. It cannot be censored or forbidden. We see the realization of the diversity of the needs of the population as an essential factor for the development. Every person has to have access to information, education, and services in a way that's free of stigma and discrimination. Every person has the right to fully enjoy their sexualities. Every person has the right to pleasure. And yes, that does include young people, and people with disabilities, and people living with HIV, and lesbians, gays, bisexuals, and transgender and transsexual and intersex individuals. Wherever they come from and whatever they do. Everybody. And it does include girls and young women. Third, gender is to be mainstream beyond health systems, which has to cater to the need of the most vulnerable in each community. Special attention is to be paid to girls and young women in the region. And although we recognize that Eastern Europe and Central Asia might seem a relatively safe place to be a girl, there are still many challenges that remain. We shall strive to live in a region where an idea about selective abortion seems ridiculous. We shall strive to live in a region where access to education is equal for girls and boys, where direct and indirect discrimination is a distant memory, where every individual is treated accordingly to her merit, and where gender equality is not only a legal norm, but also an actual social practice. And these are not our whims. There is evidence. We're familiar with the data, and they are on our side. We know that insufficient access to reproductive health services is not only a personal tragedy, but has profound impact to communities. We know that comprehensive sexuality education protects and equips young people much better than an abstinence-only approach does. We know that the health outcome depends also on the attitudes of the healthcare professionals and of the societies. We know so many things about what works and what does not. And we also know that we have the tools. Civil society is a cornerstone. And there are ways how we can help ourselves to go stronger and more resilient. South-south or east-east, as you wish. Horizontal cooperation. Sharing of best practices and innovation. Creative use of new technologies and media that lets us be in touch with each other and with our stakeholders. And to reach them and actually get to know what is it they need and how they want it. Our vision is of the world where every person is free to fall in love and to live freely their sexual and reproductive lives. We see this consultation process as an exercise of democracy. We know that wider participation is needed. We know that a consensus is to be reached. And we know that we are already working towards it. That's why we're here. So we are looking forward for 2 days of intensive and rewarding work. Thank you.